Hello, 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 guys. I'm pretty happy to be back. So, typical weekend. So, 30 minutes of practice and full quality sim. So, like I said, I told you guys this is a sprint weekend. So, the way the sprint weekend was gonna work for this weekend is basically a a sprint weekend. So, basically, one practice session, sprint quality, sprint race qualified, and race. Um, with that being said, yeah, let's get to it. This should be exciting. Let's hop into this. It's good to be back.
Hello and welcome along to the Red Bull Ring. It's practice time here in Austria and the hills are about to become alive with the sound of Formula One engines.
Alright guys, let's head out on track to do a race program, and then from a race program, let's do do a race program, and then depends on how much time we have left, I can do 2 or 3 laps extra. Welcome to Austria, guys.
Okay, give us some good, consistent laps, please. We're looking for good data that we can work into a race strategy. Programme complete and a job well done. We got some excellent data with that run, so come on back to the garage and I can take you through the numbers. Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap.
Alright guys, so basically right now I'm gonna head out and do another race program and then yeah, burn the time down. So hope you guys enjoy. I don't know if you guys find those laps are alright. I know they were alright to me, but I don't know how some of y'all felt about that.
Okay, your goal is to get through as many corner gates as quickly and precisely as possible. Best of luck out there.
Let's do it. This should be easy. Let's do this.
Okay, DRS zone coming up. Get ready to open it. Distance is on your MFD. Okay, test complete, and that was a really good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that. Well done. Understood. Stopping this lap.
Alright, guys. So let's head right into the next race program. I've done all of them, and then I'm gonna review them all after. So, last one, and it should not really suck up what time's left,
Because
but it should be.
temperature's so important for your tyres, cool down laps are now vital after a push
I
lap,
should have
so
a
that we
few
don't light up
laps
the rubber
to
too
lead
much.
back after.
Not to
So,
mention recharging the battery.
like, yeah, my
This
tires
test
are.
is all about tyre management. Try to control the slip through each corner and take extra care putting the power down at the apex.
My tires are. Look at my tire wear right now. These soft tires. I can drive, baby. I can drive.
Program complete and a job well done. We got some excellent data with that run, so come on back to the garage and I can take you through the numbers. Okay, we can take you this lap.
Alright. So basically, guys, let me go through all of them. Starting from race strategy, yeah, the times were pretty good. Tire life was pretty good in this one. Time was 107
Okay,
around.
our best lap so far, 1:06.3.
Fair enough, I did a 1.6, so that wasn't that bad. I did all of these in one lap, which was pretty good. Race strategy, let's see. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. Track, I'm not even gonna say how to pronounce that. And then again, one lap, it was perfect. Great race. So this track has 3 DRS zones. So the first one is right on turn 1, then the second one is on turn 2.
Okay, we're 20th in the speed trap, 319.7 kilometers per hour.
And the next one is turn 9. So yeah, this track only has 9 turns, but it's a very fast track. A lot of overtaking positions. Then right after that we have tire management, 1 lap as well too. That was pretty good. It was very consistent, so good. The red part, it was a bit disappointing. I I felt like there would be more green or
It's a
purple,
really
but there's a lot
flowing
more red
circuit
there,
here.
so.
Lots of medium speed corners and changes in topography that can make them challenging. Work on finding a line you like and make sure you're comfortable with your trail braking. Both will be useful to you here.
So yeah, yeah, right now I'm just gonna wait. There's about 9 minutes left before the practice session is over, so not really much for me to do until practice is over. So yeah, guys, stay tuned. There we go. Enjoy those who are out on track, and yeah. What's my lap time actually? I did a 1.6. I did a 106.3 with the fastest second and third sector. Second sector I did a 29.5, and third sector I did a 20.4. Right now, Landon Norris has the fastest first sector with a 16.1. So yeah, guys, enjoy those on track, and yeah, I'll be back in about 8 minutes time.
Sadly, it's time to say goodbye as free practice is over. However, we'll be back shortly for more Formula One action.
Alright guys, that's the end of practice. Let's head right into sprint qualifying. Wow, today was a great day, and the day continues. Yeah, let's head right into this. Okay, I don't need to do anything because these are all maxed out. So yeah, man, I'm excited to do qualifying in Austria. This is sprint quali, so I feel like the sprint qualifier is shorter than the race qualifier. I don't know if it's just me, but I've noticed the P1 is a bit shorter. SQ1 is shorter than normal, than regular qualifying. Let's hop into it right now.
Hello everyone, welcome to Austria. It is a short track, it is high speed, it is exactly what we enjoy for qualifying.
Alright. Let's do this. Let's get a great lap. I'm excited for this. This should be fun.
Okay, we've only got one lap of fuel remaining. Right, let's have you in at the end of this lap, please.
Okay, guys, so I did a 1.5.
Right, so our fastest lap currently 1 minute 05.5.
So yeah, guys, I did a 105.5 with the fastest two sector 2 and 3, but Max Verstappen has the fastest sector 1. So yeah, let's see what happens next. Enjoy, guys. Alright guys, that was the end of SQ1. Let's see who is out in SQ1, guys. So we have Valtteri Bottas in a Kick Sauber in P20, Logan Sargent in a Williams in P19, Kevin Magnussen in a Haas in P18, Daniel Ricciardo in a Visa Cash Up RB in P17, Nico Hulkenberg in a Haas in P16. So both Haases are out in SQ1. So let's head right into SQ2 and get another great lap. Enjoy the lap, guys. Woo! It's good to be back for real, man. Let's do it.
Okay, we've only got one lap of fuel remaining. Pitting this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap.
Alright guys, so I did a 105.5 with all three fast sectors. I did a 16.0 in sector 1, a 29.3 in sector 2, and a 20.1 in sector 3. Wow, all three sectors. I have all three fast sectors. Let's go. Great lap. And I did an improvement lap.
So far, our best lap 05.5.
Yeah, I did an improvement lap, so I'm happy about that. So that was awesome. Alright. That's the end of Q2. Alright, let's see who is out in Q2. So out in Q2 we have Zhou Guanyu in a Kick Sauber in P15. Then we have Alex Albon in a Williams in P14. Esteban Ocon in an Alpine in P13. Lewis Hamilton in a Mercedes in P12. Lewis Hamilton in a Mercedes in P12. Surprisingly out in Q2. Wow, okay. Pierre Gasly in an Alpine in P11 as the last the bottom 5 in Q2. and which makes both Alpine out in Q2. Let's see who's in the top 10 shootout for SQ1. We have Yuki Tsunoda, Lance Stroll, Oscar Piastri, Fernando Alonso, Charles Leclerc, Lando Norris, Max Verstappen, Carlos Sainz, George Russell, and myself. Let's head into SQ3 and get a great lap. I'm excited for this part because this is pole position here, baby. Let's do it. Yo, what the fuck just happened, guys? I'm restarting that practice, that qualifying, because what the fuck happened? I was driving normal, driving at like speed, and somehow Max passed me. I don't know if my foot wasn't down on the throttle or not, but shit. Whatever the hell that was, that threw me the hell off, bro. But I got P7, not even P3 or P2, P7. So I was like, nah, let me redo that, bro. Something was odd about that. Yeah, Max is still behind me.
Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap.
Oh no! Come on, bro. Why is the game... you know what? This is the last time I'm restarting this, and I need to get a good lap, because, bro, I just screwed up my lap by pressing the wrong flipping instructions. God damn it. Let's do this right, proper, for the last time doing a restart. Alright, I'm gonna focus up. Just enjoy the lap, guys.
They're sitting in 7th. Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining. Piastri's behind you now. You're in first position, front of the pack. And just behind us are Leclerc, Piastri and Alonso. Okay, so the current fastest lap, 1 minute 05.1. Understood, stopping this lap. The car settings screen on your multifunction display will allow you to change various settings as you drive. Open the display with the MFD button and you can then navigate up and down to the setting you want to change.
So yeah, guys, I did a 105.1 with the fastest
Okay, mate,
two
our
sectors.
best lap so far, 1:05.1.
Why did this dude wait, bro? I've been in the pits for a minute now. What the? Jesus. Yeah, I have the fastest second and third sector, but not the fastest first sector. Oscar Piastri took that. And damn, Max is in P8. Yeah, P9. Hopefully he jumps up into a higher part of the track before the race starts, because that's crazy. So yeah, enjoy those who are back out on track. So stay tuned until the end of Q3. I'm currently on provisional pole right now with a gap of 850. Let's see what happens. Alright. That's pole position, baby. Went from provisional pole to pole position. Alright, so yep, Max is P6. Okay, damn, okay. He's a little bit lower than I expected him to be for pole position. for the race. All right, let's do it. I'm excited for this. This should be a fun race. It's only 8 laps, so it shouldn't be that crazy. All right, let's do it. So they're gonna do everything that, like, I don't know. You actually know they do this. They do like a track introduction as well, and a grid. They talk about like the where the grid is, because it's not gonna be the same as when they're doing the race, because maybe pole position and certain position might not be the same for the Grand Prix race. So fair enough. So let me just switch this fast, and then yeah, let's get right into that. I'm excited for the race, man. Truly and honestly excited for this. Let's do it. Enjoy, guys, and talk to you guys just before the formation lap, or if I don't, enjoy the race. And it's a wet race, by the way, if you guys didn't notice, but I doubt we're gonna be starting on wet tires. So we're probably gonna be on hards or mediums, if not soft. So let's see. Enjoy.
Welcome to today's sprint. This is shaping up to be another fantastic weekend. Seven rights and just 3 left-handers make up the 10 corners of this high-speed circuit. Turn 2 is flat out, a left-hand kink into the uphill braking zone of turn 3. Turns 1, 3 and 4 are all potential opportunities to overtake. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. Henry lines up on pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Oscar Piastri, Fernando Alonso, Leclerc, Verstappen, Russell, Sainz, Stroll, Tsunoda, Gasly, Hamilton, Ocon, Albon, Joe, Hulkenberg, Ricciardo, Magnussen, Sargent, and Valtteri Bottas begins the race from the back of the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head trackside for today's sprint. Welcome to the commentary box. I'm Alex Jakes. Alongside me is Anthony Davidson. So a sprint race today, and that means lights to flag, no stops. And how is that going to affect the driver behind the wheel?
Absolutely. So for today, there's no pit stop, or shouldn't be a pit stop anyway, if things go right, and you can forget about strategy. You're just driving today as fast as you can, make those overtakes if you need to, and that's what a sprint weekend's all about.
Here we go then, the formation lap is underway ahead of today's sprint.
Alright guys, enjoy this. I'm excited for the sprint race. I have Lando Norris itching up behind my ass. He's going to try to get another win. Because he won the last race, so he's going to be itching behind my ass to get a win, bro. So I got to really push it to the limit today and get this win and defend as hard as possible. So let's do it. Enjoy the race, guys.
Okay, DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done. And we're still happy that we're on the right tyres at the moment. So this rain could be with us for a while. Light rain conditions for the foreseeable future. Okay, dries seem like the best tyre for now. Gap to your teammate behind, 2.5 seconds. Okay, the forecast suggests this rain's going to keep getting stronger for at least the next 15 minutes. Be careful on those slicks. These conditions are making the line a bit greasy, but we're still nowhere near the changeover point. Okay, mate, final lap. Keep your concentration and let's bring it home.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. First one of the season. Let's go. Well, first win of the weekend, not the season, but first win of the weekend.
Come on, boys!
First win. Let's go. That was a great race.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for all your hard work out there. That was a really strong drive and a great finish. Well done.
Yep, great launch and great race.
So that wraps up the sprint race, but there's still more action to come this weekend. Still to come, qualifying, and of course, the Grand Prix.
Yeah, that was fun, man. Let's see the standings. Okay, I'm up a few points. Not that much. Yeah, let's check out the race highlight, the sprint highlight, and see how that went. I had a really good launch, so. But for the first part, I had to do a cover up. I covered off Norris. Wow, so it's only showing the first lap and the last lap. Oh yeah, because I had the lead for the whole race, so that was crazy. They only showed the race start. That's okay. Time for qualifying, and then yeah, let's do it. I'm ready for qualifying, guys. This is gonna be fun. All right.
Hello everyone, welcome to Austria. It is a short track, it is high speed, it is exactly what we enjoy for qualifying.
Alright, let's do this first lap. I'm excited for this. Let's do it, baby.
Okay, we've only got one lap of fuel remaining. Okay, we can take you this lap. Right, our best lap so far, 1 minute 05.4. We're fourth in the speed trap, 328.7 kilometers per hour. To view information on your current levels of tyre wear and damage, press the MFD button to open the multifunction display, and then again to cycle to the tyres and the damage screen. I know the team back at the factory have put in a lot of hours getting the car ready for you this weekend, so let's repay them with a really strong performance.
Alright, just had to give that a little bit of time. Let's see what my lap time is. I did a 1:05.4 with the fastest second and third sector, with Lando Norris having the fastest first sector. Alright, let's check out who's on track. Yeah, most people should be heading back in soon, so stay tuned. Alright guys, that was the end of Q1. Let's see who is out. Oh wow, Max Verstappen was P2. Let's go. Let's see who is out. We have Zhou Guanyu in a Kick Sauber in P20, Valtteri Bottas in a Kick Sauber in P19, Kevin Magnussen in a Haas in P18, Daniel Ricciardo in a Visa Castrop RB in P17, and Logan Sargent in a Williams in P16. Both Kick Saubers are out in Q1. Let's head right into Q2, into the next lap, and let's do this. I'm excited for this. This is fun. Let's do it. Let's do this. This should be fun. I'm excited for this, man.
Okay, we've only got one lap of fuel remaining. Right, let's have you in at the end of this lap, please.
So yeah, guys, I did. I'm just curious to see how I did. I didn't even look at my lap time, so let's see how I did. Okay, so guys, I did a 105.2 with all three fast sector, 15.9 in sector 1, 29.1 in sector 2, and a 20.1 in sector 3 And right below me is Lando Norris, who did a 106.0 with a gap of 7:31. So, yeah, let's see what happens.
Right, so our best lap so far, 1:05.2.
Alright, guys. Alright. That's the end of Q2. Let's see who is out in Q1. In Q2, I mean to say. Let's see. So out in Q2, we have... Out in Q2, we have Esteban... let's start over. Out in Q2, we have Nico Hulkenberg in a Haas and P15. Then we have Esteban Ocon in an Alpine in P14. Lance Stroll in an Aston Martin in P13. Alex Albon in a Williams in P12. And Yuki Tsunoda in a Visa Cash App RB in P11. Let's see who's going to be in the top 10 shootout for Q3. So we have Pierre Gasly, Lewis Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Charles Leclerc, Oscar Piastri, Max Verstappen, Carlos Sainz, Lando Norris, George Russell, and myself. Let's head right into Q3 and get a great lap. Let's do it. And hello again. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but hello. Thank you for joining the stream. Hope you're enjoying. This is gonna be fun tonight. I'm excited for this. Let's do it. Let's head out on track and get a great lap.
Here's a quick position rundown for you. The top 5 are Alonso, Sainz, Hamilton, Verstappen and Norris. The fastest lap at the moment, 1 minute 06.0. Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining. Pitting this lap then, come into the pits at the end of this lap.
Late pit, guys. My bad. But that was a great lap though. Let's see what the lap I got. Alright, let's see it. So guys, I did a 1.0 a 105.
Okay, our best lap so far, 1:05.1.
Like, motherfucker, can you wait until I say my own shit? Fam, damn. I did a 105.1 with the fastest sector 2 and sector 3. And George Russell did a 105.7 with a gap of 0.607. And,
Okay, we're 8th in the speed trap, 328.5 kilometers per hour.
and Lando Norris has the fastest sector 1 with a 15.9.
To view your current tyre, brake and engine temperatures, press the MFD button to open the multifunction display, and then press it again to cycle through until you reach the temperature information screen.
Alright guys, that was the end of Q3. That is qualifying wrapped up. So I guess we're gonna start the same way again. The top three, which is me, Lando, and Max. So let's do this. I'm excited for the race. Let's do this. This should be fun. Enjoy the track introduction again, guys. Yeah, I'm excited for this.
It's race day in Spielberg for this year's Austrian Grand Prix.
All right, let's do
we
it.
are just a few moments away from lights out, and our drivers thinking about navigating the Niki Lauda curve, as it was renamed in 2019, in memory of one of Formula One's most beloved figures. 700 metres above sea level, 10 corners, and one of the shortest laps of the season. 2.6 miles, with some good overtaking opportunities, but you've got to get the braking right into turn 1 and turn 3. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Henry lines up on pole position, edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Russell, Sainz, Oscar Piastri, Fernando Alonso, Leclerc, Hamilton, Gasly, Tsunoda, Albon, Stroll, Ocon, Hulkenberg, Sargent, Ricciardo, Magnussen, Bottas, and Zhou Guanyu. And now it's time to head down to the track. Welcome to the commentary box. I'm Alex Jakes. Alongside me is Anthony Davidson. Well, they're having a better time than their teammates so far this year. How do you keep that momentum going?
Yeah, they have. And, rule number one, beat your teammate. They're the one that share the same equipment as you. And yes, the cars can vary in setup from race to race and depending on who has which style. But essentially, they're your barometer, the yardstick. If you can beat them, that's the first job you have to do. And it looks like it's going their way, doesn't it? And they need to carry on this momentum, this energy through the rest of the season.
The formation lap gets underway and every driver will be looking to settle in for the race ahead, making sure their car is ready for the battle once the lights go out. So as all the cars reform the grid, the drivers will be hoping to get a strong start. They'll want to earn some valuable points from today's race, with final communications being done with their race engineers, ensuring their planned strategies are all in place.
now use DRS. DRS now available. Yellow flag. Okay, be aware there's an incident in the next part of the track. No overtaking through the yellow flags. Green flag. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 4.2 seconds. approaching the pit window now, and you're going to be on hards next time. Okay, mate, your lap times are all over the place right now. We've got to have consistency. Come on, we can do better than this. Gap to your teammate behind, 3.2 seconds. Box this lap, push hard on the in-lap. Okay, pit in this lap, and remember the speed limit. We'll be penalised if we exceed it. Keep that in mind as you approach. Okay, forget the targets for now. We've got to focus on the pit stop. Okay, off we go, back into the race. That was a fantastic stop, faster than we were expecting. Up to speed now, let's get some heat into those tyres. Max is in the pits. Max in the pits. No need to worry about the tyre condition for now, everything's looking good. Okay, mate, we've got some clear track around us now, so let's use it and make this next lap a quick one. Let's go. Okay, nice work. Really good job with that target, mate. Okay, mate, lap times are a little erratic at the moment. We need consistency, so let's try and stabilise them. Okay, last lap, 1 minute, 07.6. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 6.0 seconds. Nice work, you smashed it. Really good job on hitting that target, mate. Final lap, push, push.
Easy win. Let's go, bro. Let's go. Easy win.
Yes, guys, yes!
Easy
Come on, boys!
win. Let's go. That was a good win. Thanks, man.
Oh, superb
Thank you so much,
driving.
bro. That was a great
is the
win.
race win, my friend. Well done.
Great win. 2 wins in a row right now.
The pit crew are on the wall, welcoming their driver over the line. It's celebrations in the Styrian Alps.
And it's always good to get that momentum on your side, and it's really good for your confidence as well. The more confident you are, the further that can take you.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. It's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves.
Great win.
Well,
That was
what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who's joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Ooh. Great win. Let's check out the standings and see what's up. Oh wow, I'm up 290. Max Verstappen is 157. Wait a second. Max Verstappen is 157. Lando Norris is 156. So if Max doesn't get on podium for the next race, Lando might take P2 in the driver's constructors in the driver's standing because they're 1 point away from each other. Holy shit. And then McLaren is, yeah, we're 444 points up, and they're 277 points, and the gap is like 170. But Max needs to start scoring more points if he doesn't want Lando to go number 2 in the driver's standing, because that's crazy. Anyways, let's check out the highlights. Any DNFs for the race? Yeah, Zhou Guan, you had a DNF, yeah, in lap 3, so that was the only thing that was crazy. But let's check out the highlights, and then from the highlights, we'll go from there. Alright, that was it. Yeah, let's head right back. Alright. So let's go past all this. This was fun. 2 wins, man. I'm on a nice winning streak right now. Alright guys, the next race is the British Grand Prix, which is in Silverstone. And yeah, we'll be heading to that race next. And then yeah, I'm excited for that race. So that was some good driving for sure. Very good driving, because as you guys can see here, race results. Yep, 2 losses, but everything else was wins. Yep, I'm excited for this. This was fun. So let's head right back all the way here. And with that being said, guys, let's head right in to the back out. There's not really much to discuss because most of the stuff you guys already seen. All that's left to do is just thank you guys for joining, and yeah, that was a race to win. Alright guys, thanks for joining and have a good night. Trails, man. Thanks for joining. Hope to see you on Monday, guys, because tomorrow's Sunday. I won't be streaming tomorrow, so hopefully on Monday we'll do another stream. So stay tuned for more updates on Monday. Thanks for joining and have a good night, good evening, or good morning wherever you guys are. Peace out.